everybody, what's going on? Back again. Just another update. I mean, I got a bunch of pre-order stuff that's come in, some stuff I found, and stuff like that. Nothing grand, just some cool pieces for myself. I guess one Grail in a sense. But I'm just going to go through this so we're not wasting any time. I do have one CD to show you, and that's the new album by the Defiance. Sorry about the glare, cannot help that because of the lighting in here. It's called, I don't know how to say this, Sokusho. It sounds Japanese, it looks Japanese, but it's not. It's basically three members or ex-members. I don't even know if Danger is still around, but I'll say three ex-members of Danger. Bruno Ravel, who's one of the original D2 guys, and Paul Lane came in a little bit later, and then Rob Marcello came in a little bit later as well. But this is an excellent. If you like Danger, you'll love this. I don't know why. I'm not a big fan of the Paul Lane Danger. It's good stuff. It's just it's not Ted Pauly to me. However, these guys and this sounds phenomenal. It's like Danger, but I don't know why there's such a difference from me. Maybe it's just my brain. But fantastic follow-up album. I think I might like this one a little bit better at the moment. The production on this is so clean. It sounds so incredible. The CD's downstairs in the player, so I can't really show you that. But the CD's bright yellow. It doesn't even match the damn thing. But anyway, I got that. If you come across that and you're like a hair metal hard rock fan, definitely worth the grab. Just every song on here is great. All right, and next is a. I don't generally pick up 45s or 7 inches. Sorry, I'm old. But I picked this up because it's one of my top 20 favorite bands, and it's, I don't know if it's unreleased, but it's recorded live. In a way, it's unreleased. This was released at a concert, if I remember right. I can't remember how it went. I think it was a Chicago concert. It was a charity thing. I can't remember it. I think it's for firefighters or something like that. I don't recall. But it's a single from Anthrax. It's what is it? Indians and Bloody Sabbath. Bloody Sabbath. It was recorded in Tokyo in 1987. Does it say on here what? No, it doesn't say. But anyway, it was a charity record, and it's both the live songs. So I thought it was a cool little addition. That's a killer cover. So I just grabbed it. It was like, I think it was like, I mean, expensive for what it is, yeah, but it goes to charity. So there's the cover that I showed like 6 times now. And it's just on black. I think it's black, right? Black vinyl. Indian head on the one side. Man, I haven't even played this yet. Just pulling it out of that paper. It's all dirty as hell. So there's my unusual, I guess CD is kind of unusual for me. But it only comes on CD, so you had to buy the CD. I wish they would press that on vinyl. Alright, next is a little band I discovered a while ago that I've been following. Man, look, that's weird. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but this is a brand new. Anyway, the band is called Dirty Honey. See that where? I don't know if it was meant to be like that, because this is a brand new, this is like a, it must be intentional. Oh yeah, it is intentional. I was about to say, it's creepy. Dirty Honey. The best way I can explain these guys, and this is generally not my type of music. I'm not a big Zeppelin fan. The first 2 albums I like a lot, but after, I mean, it just got kind of radio to me. But it's going to be a weird mix. They sound like Led Zeppelin and Dangerous Toys mixed up. His voice has that very McMaster sound to it, and I don't know, it just caught me. So I went to check the band. Excuse me, wrong camera, I'm burping. They just caught me, and I went to the website to see if they had any releases or anything like that. Video. It's one of those YouTube rabbit hole things. You just find stuff, and they had the vinyl, very pricey. I mean, it's an EP or a 6-song EP. It's released independently by them, but I think it was like $30 to get it in. That's a lot for an EP, but I mean, I liked it that much, if that tells you anything. And it's pretty cut and dry. But yeah, it is weird because it has wear on it. I'm like, clearly that was meant to be. And then the more I look at it, I didn't notice that at first. I haven't been playing any of my vinyl because my turntable is, stored right now with the rest of my albums and stuff. So once I get all that fixed up and set up, well, that's going to get set up quickly. It has a very cool record label. As well, very retro looking, black label. It's standard, man. It's probably 120 max. But that's the best way I can explain it is I'll try to remember to link some of these bands I'm going to show. Best way I can explain it is a mixed match of Zeppelin meets Jesus Christmas. Dangerous Toys. That's the best way I can explain it to you guys. And I think that's pretty spot on. Alright, next is, let me take this. The band Sword. What is this? Combat. EMP Combat. I think this is the new Combat released on vinyl. And this is Sword, and this is live at the Hammersmith. And this is from 1987. So it was their prime era. Sword is a Canadian, I guess, heavy metal, power metal band. Great underrated band. I don't know why the Canadian bands get kind of jobs when it comes to recognition. I mean, especially in the States, you think they would be bigger. Yeah. So anyway, it's on Combat. It's got a big ass sticker, which I have to get off eventually. I'm gonna peel off the shrink so you save the shrink guys have a heart attack, because I don't give a crap. Because mine gets sealed up anyway, so deal with it. Alright, and there's I love that new Combat label, the emblem though. It's really cool. EMP is Dave Ellison's record label now. He bought the Combat name. They're not releasing all Combat albums. Of course, he didn't buy the catalog. He just bought the name, which I thought was kind of odd, but okay. And here's the very solid inner. Sort of two albums out. I'm pretty sure that's all they had, right? Yeah, it was short-lived. Rick Hughes went on to do a band called Saints and Sinners, which was more hair groove oriented metal, which is a really good album as well. I wish somebody would pick that up and put that on vinyl. But that's only on that's like that 88 to 92 era, where it has a bit of that groove blues to it. But he was in that band as well. So, and it's well worth picking up. I've heard samples of it. As I said, my turntable's down, so I've been listening to vinyl, which is wrecking my soul a bit. And it comes on this, I don't know what you call it, silver, purple, green, whatever they threw at it, kind of vinyl. It's purple. But got it cheap, so cheaper. I mean, Jesus Christ, I can't get it in the sleeve. I'm turning the Tim line. Oh, come on, you can do it. There we go. Alrighty, so there's that. Next, this has been one of those albums on my want list, and that was 2018, by the way, that live album. It's been on my Amazon want list. It's been there forever. But I know stuff on Amazon that sits around for a while will eventually drop like a bomb. You'll get it cheap for a day or two here and there. I don't know what year this is from. I think it's from 18. I can't read it, but if I remember correctly, it's from 18. And that's one of Stephen Pearcy's solo album. View to a Thrill, right? Jesus, View to a Thrill. Very Rat-like. I like the good Rat-like. The last two albums he's done has been like that. And it comes on this. But I think I got it for 16 bucks, and I watch for that all the time to see if it drops that low, because at that point you gotta grab it, you know. Grabbing a vinyl, especially an import. Essentially, it's an import from Frontiers, which is an Italian label. So for that to come up, and again in the paper sleeve, see all that? That's why I hate those things. Oh, well, I can't do nothing better right now. That's fresh out of the paper too. That's really paper. I mean, that's like a shitty ass. I can't believe they left it in something like that. But I got that. That came up cheap, so I finally knocked that off the list. My list is ridiculously long. I think my Discogs list is like 600 and something, and that's just like a really want. That doesn't include the multiple albums you need from bands. Next is one. Oh, let me just drop the fucking DVD. Oh well, it comes with a DVD, a Blu-ray DVD. This is one I swore I ordered, but then when I was going through some of my, I may have it. I may have just fucked up, but I don't think I do, because I don't remember ever seeing this in hand. So I've seen it. I mean, I didn't think I had it, so I seen it come up on sale, so I grabbed it, and that's Delane's Hunter's Moon. One of those symphonic metal bands. They're a little more on the rocky side, you know, metal side. They can get a little softer at times, but I wouldn't consider them like Within Temptation as symphonic. That's pretty much what they do the most. But I mean, they would fall in that category, in that genre, the genre of genres. And this one comes on gold vinyl. I think it's out of 200 or something like that. I always try to get the shirt pressed one, the shirt press colors. I don't know, value wise, in the end, it's going to be worth more and harder to get. And it's kind of like anything Unleash the Archers puts out. Any of those smaller bands that they put out the limited releases, the stuff just goes insane, price wise. And this does have a different centering, so I'll show you that one. Same skull, but it has flowers on it. But it's like a wavy gold. It's pretty to look at. I don't think the camera does it justice. So there's that. All right. Speaking of Within Temptation, this I actually pre-ordered from Amazon, and it's one of those weird things with Amazon where you pre-order it and they tell you that it's out of stock, and then you go and look and there's more there, but it's more expensive. So, you know, I'm like, well, why can't you just send me one out of that stock? Well, you'll have to cancel your order and then reorder it. I'm like, well, that's a higher price, and I got it for this price. And Amazon's good with that. If you pre-order an album, you don't get charged until it ships. So if you pre-order an album and it starts out at $30, by the time the shipping goes out and it drops down to 25, whatever it drops down to, that locks in. So you're locked into the $25. Maybe they're trying to get around it by doing this, because this happens a lot lately. And then I just give up. And then I actually found this by dumb luck in a Facebook group, and it was really, really good price. So I picked that up, and that's Within Temptation's Mother Earth. Their second full release. And this is when they were a little more, I guess, in in the beginning they were a little more gothic sounding. They had a little bit of death metal vocal. Oh my god, I got no room ever on this table. Again, it's on music on vinyl, so it's, I mean, absolutely beautiful artwork. Very shiny. As you can see, I mean, look at that. Very, very shiny. I mean, always done well. I'm just not a big fan of the super gloss. I'm in trouble with words today. Sorry, guys. My mental state's not great. That's why I'm not around a whole lot. I really don't like getting on here. There's been multiple times where I've done videos and I've just canceled them out because I don't want to get on here and be a sad sack or sound like, you know, so sorry if I'm stumbling and rumbling more than usual. But it comes with a very large poster. I mean, it's very large. Very cool. And again, that's really high glossed. And then it also comes with a booklet. I call it a booklet. I don't know why they made her blonde curly hair on the cover when her hair is looking like. I think that looks better than the Jerry curl. And it's just a lyric booklet, basically. I know a lot of metalheads don't like these guys. I absolutely love them. It's the kind of music that takes me somewhere else. A lot of their music, just at the time and even now, affects me because of the lyrics of it. You know what I mean? And it's just, music is constantly evolving. You can listen to one song that you listen to 30 years or 40 years at this point now. A lot of us old fucks. And it can have a completely different meaning to you now when you hear it, you know? So music evolves on its own, whether it's a 40-year-old song or a 10-year-old song, or you just heard it today, you know? But that's really cool. Love those guys. One of my favorite bands in the past 20 years. It's on green vinyl, double vinyl. I don't think the other one looks different, so I'm not going to show it. Yeah, it's just the same. It's like green, there's a little bit of marble in there, like yellow and a little bit of brown it looks like. I hate the pictures they show because the green looked like emerald in the... Yeah, you can see it again. I'll show you. I mean, you can see some color in this one more. See the color in there? I don't mind my mess behind me either. That's VCLT I've been trying to pack up. A lot of my stuff got moved, so I don't know where the hell certain stuff is. So I'm trying to pick up that stuff so I can get that stuff shipped out. Oh, I'm pulling stuff apart. And that's out of 5,000 if I remember correctly. I think they're all out of 5,000. I don't freaking know. Yeah, it's on 5,000. It has some bonus tracks like live stuff, and I just stuck it right to the damn sticker. Oh, Jesus Christ. Thank God that's glossy there. It's number 1019. Next is their latest one, and that's the Acoustic Night at the Theater. It's basically just a live acoustic of the band. They're doing a reissue series, essentially, of their albums from the EP till Unforgiven, which is the next one coming out, and that'll be the last of the reissues. But a lot of these have never been on vinyl. Obviously, being a band from like 96, 97, they weren't pressing vinyl as much, you know. There are some, like, you know, Unforgiven has it pressing, but it's ridiculously pricey. And this didn't come with much. Actually, I don't think it came with anything, if I remember. Yeah. It's just a live album. I think this one's out of 5,000 as well. And this one is numbered 2251. Can't see it, so oh well. And then comes on this really like root beer and colored vinyl with the black marbling inside or splattering. I guess the marble wouldn't be. This is really, really pretty. Camera is not going to show it. I mean, the best way I can describe it is root beer. So that's really pretty. So once the Unforgiven's released in December, I'll be fully done with their discography on vinyl, which is cool. At least having a copy of it. I mean, Mother Earth has a copy on vinyl, but it's I think it's a picture disc, and it's $100 or more. And especially a picture disc. There I go with that picture disc. I'm not paying $100 for it because they just don't sound as good, you know, as vinyl would. As $25, yeah, I'll pick it up for that. Now we're going to get into some used. I think it's all used stuff now. And first one is going to be Hal 2, Greg Hal. This is his band effort. It's called High Gear, right? High Gear, yeah. And this is, bang, give me a second. I think it's 87 or 88. 89 on Shrapnel. And his brother actually sung for him here, and you can tell that's 80s, man. And Greg Howe is, amazing guitar player. He's one of the Shrapnel. You guys know if you're on Shrapnel back in the day, you were a shredder, and that's what he is. And he has some solo stuff, and I think he has, and I could be wrong here because I don't fully know, but I think I know he has 2 albums as How To. I'm not sure about more. But this is from 1989. Yeah, this is in excellent shape. It has a little bit of, edge wear, but I mean, for, what is it, 30-year-old album? Fuck, I don't know what it is, 40. Math's not good for me today. It still has the inner. That's actually a lyric sheet. The lyric sheet, and then his brother. That's it. Wait. No, that's Greg Howe, and that's his brother. And it's on the Shrapnel Silver label. As most of you guys know, Shrapnel. I think they only had this, what, black and silver. I can't remember offhand of other stuff. And this one is, I wouldn't say Grail, but a smaller, smaller Grail, whatever. If I want it bad, it's a Grail to me. And this is hard to get in the States. So, I got lucky to find this one. I paid a little more than I wanted to, but in order for me to get it from outside the country, it would have cost, double. So, but in the end, it's still way cheaper than I could have found it for. And it's in excellent condition. There was a semi-start for a hole punch, but it never got punched through. But there's that. Cats and Boots, Kicked and Clawed. Ron Ellis. I think Ron Ellis and one other guy here. I think the guitar player, was it? I think the guitar player went on to form a band called Heavy Bones, which is essentially like a little bit heavier Cats and Boots. This has more of a, almost like a, I guess, punk edge to it, or Guns N' Roses style edge to it. I prefer that much better than Guns N' Roses. I'm not a big Guns N' Roses fan. And it's on EMI. You can see it's in pretty good, damn good shape. Clean as could be. So there's that. And then next is a killer copy of Scorpions Taken by Force. And this is the German or UK, I can't remember. This is the expensive one. I can't remember what it was. As you can tell by the flimsy label. I'm going to say UK if I remember right. It's the expensive one. Yeah, the UK press. Still in the shrink. How cool is that? Even has the old $3.99 price sticker on there. Are you kidding me? Scorpion. This is early Scorpion. This is with Uli Roth, Rudolf Schenker. This is probably maybe my favorite early one. We'll Burn the Sky. I love that song. This is like it's just kind of a reissue because this is actually a year later, but for some reason this goes for $35-40. This pressing, which is really weird. I don't think it has it in there. I think it's just white sleeve back then, right? Yeah, you can tell the inner is old. And it even has the original inner where it says made in Great Britain on there. These white sleeves I keep just because of that, because it lines up with the... And this is the black label RCA. This is how you know the difference. Plus it says there's the numbers on there. You can't really see. But anyway, cool to get this press versus just your general US press. So that was really cool to find. A little pricey, but it's a Scorpions, and you know I needed it. I didn't have any copies of it, period. So next is two store finds. Went in there, and you know you don't see this one very much, period, in shops. And there is a little wear, but I mean it's a black. It's going to happen, but it's still in excellent shape. And this is a BMG. Yeah, this is a record club pressing, which I don't give a shit. Usually they're harder to find. They say their pressings are not as good as, which I've never found really to be accurate. Everything I've listened to and tested, that's been because I do like if it's a different pressing, I'll collect it on the bands I really like a lot. And anyone I've ever listened to, it sounds almost exactly the same. I've never heard the difference. Their debut album, one of my top 100 favorite albums of all time. One More Reason is one of my favorite songs of all time. They wouldn't make my top 20 band list, which is weird, but I love this first album. And it's in excellent condition. You know, you got a little bit of fading, but the inner is still tight. The inner is still there. It doesn't have any bad seams. It's on the vertical label. Vertigo, sorry. Really flimsy. I don't know. Oh, it's a BMG, so it's a US press. So that was there. And I already have a copy. If I remember correctly, it's a radio promo. So I'll be keeping this one. But if it's not, I'll be either selling that or handing it out to somebody, most likely giving it to somebody. And then right behind that this is the, I guess you would call another Grail, or lower end Grail, or highly one. And this is also a record label, so obviously this guy got him from BMG. But right behind that was the follow-up, which is tough to find, and that's LA Guns, Cocked and Loaded. Also a very, very good album. It's very similar to the debut. I don't think it has the better songs overall, but it's kind of like their last two albums they put out last year and the year before, 2 years, I don't remember what they were. But it's like when Phil joined back in the band, that comeback album, which Missing Pieces, such a good album. It made my top 30 for that year. The follow-up to that one, which came out, I think, this year, and I cannot remember the name of the album. But anyway, that album was fantastic too. Initially, I thought that was better, but Missing Pieces is just a little bit better, and that's kind of how these two albums compare. This album's really good. You know, it's Hairs. What else is on here? Never Enough is one of my favorite songs. Wheels of Fire, I love. Magdalene, I love. Rip and Tear. I mean, it's just like a continuation album. You know what I mean? It's like these songs would have fit on the debut as well, every one of them. But really, really happy to find it. I'm still making this a 30-minute fucking video. I'm sorry, guys. I really try to make these quick. And it's a little bit of a fold there, but I don't give a shit about that. And then the lyric side. And then this one is also on the Vertigo label. I do like the Vertigo labels. I like the big swirl ones. It's one of the labels I've always liked. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get out of here because that was 30 minutes and mostly me rambling about bands that most of you guys probably know. But anyway, I'm just going to shut down and I'll catch you all real soon. And I'll see you as soon as possible. Y'all have a good day. I'll catch up.